I think that we need to do an episode where the minute we hop on Zoom, we just hit record. Because, man, our pre shows are the bomb. People are really missing out.
What's our warm up?
Yeah, kind of. But I have a quick question for you. I mean, first of all, I had to tell everyone nothing has changed. Daniel's camera still gets fuzzy and he still has to go back and forth. And he still is super dad. This one I'm not joking about. It's like, oh, I'm at the dentist with my kids. Oh, I can't record on Monday because my kids are home from school. I'm like, you are super dad.
And my kids are my priority.
I
I
love
love
it.
my I love my babies, although
I
they're not
just
babies
have to,
anymore.
I just have to
My
announce to the world it might be season three, but nothing has changed. Well, a
my
lot has
youngest is
changed.
7 this month, and my oldest turned 14 this month.
Oh,
Yeah,
aw, you still have
yep,
littles.
I do. I do. I waited later in life to have kids, but yep, don't regret it. Not at all.
Yeah. So I have a
Well,
random
most
question for
days.
you.
No,
Question.
yes. Well,
What part
yeah,
of
you said,
adulthood? What part
wait,
of
wait, wait,
adulthood?
wait, 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 because you said it, because like 2 minutes ago, you were like, I have a quick question. And then you go on this whole other different ramble. And it's like, maybe the question may be quick, but the process getting there is like taking forever.
Thank you for that.
Anyway, go ahead.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
nothing has
I'm
changed.
so happy to be back. This is great. What part of adulthood still feels fake? I thought about this. All of it.
what,
One day when I
what
wake up and I'm like, wait, what? When did all this shit happen?
I was getting ready to say, what part of adulthood doesn't feel fake? Although the
Oh,
conversation we just had before we recorded, I think maybe tells some of that journey about questioning so many things, um, you know, in life. And I don't know. That's a what part of adulthood feels fake?
I mean, I
Ooh,
to me, I already answered it.
I've got a
The
very
day
good
I
response.
was like, when did all this shit happen? Like, but okay, so to be fair, we're hypnotists. And we have kind of trained ourselves, at least I know I have, to step back into that childhood mindset once in a while because it's healthy and it's fun and it's freeing. And then you re-enter the adult world and it's like, yeah, let's go back. Being adult
No,
and having the childlike mindset is the best of both worlds because there's no parents to tell us what to do.
my my personal this is just my personal opinion. So no, I'm not hating on anybody if this is your priority or anything like that. But let me just say it this way. But so many things that, especially here in the kind of Western society, is you're taught these things are synonymous with being an adult, paying your bills, having a good credit score, buying the house, having, the car, the career, making a ton of money. Like most of that feels fake to me, if not all of it, really. Um, and I've been questioning a lot of that, of like, and yes, okay, I've got a high credit score, right? But it's like, you know, but I've kind of been using this saying with everything in my life, like because there's a saying that I heard, I don't know, decades ago. He who dies with the most toys still dies. and, I've been,
True.
and I've been slapping a lot of that kind of mentality on everything. Well, he who dies with the highest credit score still dies. There's no special place in heaven or whatever you believe, that that where, oh, is your credit score above 750? Well, you go over here in the
Right.
in the super expensive seats. if it's below 650, well, you're over here in like the little metal chairs. I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
The little metal chairs.
you don't talk about the little
No,
things like
it's
at the,
so valid. Everything you're saying is so valid. I just wasn't expecting to hear the little metal chairs.
but that's the
You
thing
said
that,
little. What if I don't fit in the little metal chair? Is it just my problem then?
well, I mean, that's what your low credit score gets you. I mean, couldn't help it. But
All
but
right,
like,
we
I,
should get
I
moving.
I know, but it's just, but that's the adult parts of like, to me, is like, because at times it's like, yes, of course, like have a house and place to live and things like that when it's cold. And all. So I'm not opposed to all that, but it's like, where does enjoying it come in it?
Hmm. I agree.
Because the whole point of having, of life is to live it.
I agree. We'll end on that note. With that note, I should say, welcome to season 3 of Unfuck Your Mind. We were just talking, we can't believe it's season 3.
I
This
know.
season is a little different and
I can't
intentionally
I
so.
can't believe that I have put up with you for this long.
Yeah,
That's
I'm going to put my
um
hand up so you stop talking for 2 minutes because, like I said, nothing has changed. Here we go. Daniel's interrupting Jamie as she's trying to do the
anyway, like I was saying,
intro.
um
All right. This season, we are here to help you understand how your mind actually works and why change feels so hard, even when you know better. This season is about awareness, protection, rewiring, and integration. If you're not watching this on YouTube, you need to because Daniel's over here making an ass out of himself. This season is about restoring self trust, not chasing perfection. Some episodes will change you, some will slow you down, some will land quietly and change everything. We are not here to fix you. We're here to help you reconnect with the part of you that already knows. Hi, I am Jamie Lynn Gurley here with my podcast partner, the monkey, Daniel Cox. We are both certified. Honestly, he is doing the monkey right now.
I mean, are you ever going to get through this thing? I don't know what's going on.
I am over here working my ass off to just not burst out laughing every 2 seconds as you're doing all your little antics. Anyways, we're both certified hypnotists who met through the same coaching program. We live hundreds of miles apart, Wisconsin and Virginia, and have never actually met in person. After countless deep, real, and occasionally ridiculous mindset conversations, we realized we might as well press record. So, this podcast is us sharing those conversations, the mindset tools we use in our personal lives and with clients, and the perspectives that help people think differently, feel better, and unfuck their minds, one honest conversation at a time. And before we begin, a quick note: this podcast is for education, reflection, and self exploration. It is not therapy, medical advice, or a substitute for professional care. We talk about how the mind works, how patterns form, and how people rebuild self trust. But your pace matters. Nothing here is meant to diagnose, treat, or push you past what feels safe. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, pause when you need to. Real change happens through awareness, choice, and consistency, not force. You are always responsible for your own well being, and you are always allowed to go gently. So, with that,
I have a
how are
question.
you? Sure, go for it.
So it's 2026, start of 2026. And we started this podcast in 2024, right? Yeah.
In March 27th of 2024 was our first episode drop.
Right. So with that, from the day that we first started this to now, what's the biggest change in your life?
Oh my gosh. What's the biggest change in my life?
What's the thing
The
that's
f-
most different?
oh goodness. Um, I am about to be a published author officially. So last season, I said that there was something big coming that I wasn't ready to share yet. And I wrote a book. And in that time, book two is already started. So I am very close to publishing my first book, which is a memoir about my own mental health journey. And um, that's something interesting for me because my kids, especially my youngest daughter, always told me, Mom, you need to write a book. And in the past, I had tried a few times and nothing felt right. Um, there was nothing flowing. And then a few certain circumstances happened, and all of a sudden it was just like this compulsion in my body of you need to write a book. And I was like, I am not writing a book. And it was like hardcore intuitive. You are writing a book. And I fought back and I fought back, and it got to the point where it was actually painful. Like this book needed to come out of me, which sounds crazy. If somebody else said it, I'd be like, good for you on your journey. Honestly, because it sounds crazy. But so I think the biggest change is I am finding and creating a lot of satisfaction in my life through writing and running. Those are two things I never thought I would be a runner, and I never thought I'd be an author. And I am so deeply connected to both of those right now. And it feels almost like, on some level, it almost feels like I have a kind of like a new life, a different life. So, yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
There's a few contingencies that I'm waiting to take care of because the book is about my mental health. There's a few people I still need to talk to before I can publish the book, but it is ready to be presented to the world. So, what
Isn't
about
that
you?
interesting? Well, just to that point of yours, it's like because the expression of the book, right, is your kind of mental health of, expressing that in almost like an energetic type of way of writing, right? And
Yeah,
then the running is also a physical way of expressing, inside
it's
energy,
true.
if you will.
Like, I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you, it's been a really interesting journey because when I initially wrote the book, right? And then because it's a memoir, like I have to go back, I have to edit it. And I'm really careful like what content I'm putting out there because it's a very private journey that I'm putting out into the public. So by the time I had gone back to edit, I had done so much healing that rereading that pent up all this energy in me. So I would have to pace it. And I'll have to do this again because I need to do a final read through before I actually hit publish. But it kind of came to the point where when when I was editing the book, all these like holy shit feelings would come up in me. Like I can't cope with like what this is my life. And so then I would have to go to the gym. I don't like to run on my treadmill in the house. It's older and it doesn't feel quite as safe. So I'd have to go to the gym and run a few miles to get that energy out because it would just sit in me and I would feel like air punching and stuff like that, not
Yeah.
out of anger, but out of feeling all those emotions that I had just gone through and read again. So it's really
Well,
interesting how they go hand in hand because the running is the
right.
release.
Well, and it's something I heard from an NLP trainer. Well, one of the first ones I'd ever. Well, matter of fact, that my first hypnosis trainer. Um, he talked about emotion, which is just energy and motion,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, and that's the same thing with like, I know for me of like specifically with strength training, I love doing that. And I recently, this year I've actually joined a what you call a big box gym, which is Planet Fitness. down the road here. But they were running the super cool special because first of the year and all these other things, which already work out anyway. But but so it wasn't nothing new for me, but it was new going to the gym. And plus, there's more things than I have here at the house, right? Um, but it's it just feels good to kind of almost push that energy out and even
Mhm.
in a physical form, even in your physiology, like
I
taking that
agree.
and having to exert that energy is and I've said this, since I started this journey with weight loss and everything else back in 2022, is one of the biggest things that I've noticed, and there's a ton of studies on this, is just how much better I feel when at the end of a workout session,
Oh my
at the
gosh. Like
at the
that
end of a
first
run
half
or whatever.
mile, that first half mile when I'm running, I'm
Yeah.
like getting on the treadmill to run. Well, obviously it's very cold outside. I'm not running outside at this point, but
No, I wouldn't
um
recommend it.
to get myself on the treadmill most of the time, unless I'm on one of my running highs, then it doesn't take anything for me to get on. But this time of year, it's a little rough. So getting on the treadmill, I have to think about how I'm going to feel when I'm done.
Right.
And then when I'm on that first half mile, it's just like, it's almost painful. And I'm like, okay, why are you here? You're here for yourself. You're here because you're choosing you and you're not giving up on you. So much of the world, Jamie, has given up on you, but you are not giving up on you. And like, I tell myself, whether you think you can or can't, you're right. So what do you choose today? I'm like, I choose me. Okay, let's do this. After that first half mile, I mean, there's times where it's like 5 miles in and I'm like, well, I could keep going, but do I really want to do that to my body? So I'm actually trying to tone down, like, I think a 3 mile run is efficient. But
Oh yeah.
yeah. So
And I,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
and I,
been
yeah,
interesting.
and it's the same thing for me. Like when it comes time to like leave the gym, and they have this whole massive, all the exercise machines and the free weights and the barbells and Smith machine and all these things, and it's like sometimes I just look around and think this is like my happy place. As weird as that sounds,
No,
you
it's
know.
oftentimes now on a Friday night, or like you'll find me in the gym running and I'm like if you would have asked me like a year ago that if that would be my life, I'd be like hitting the gym on Friday night, and like there's times I'm the only one there and I'm like, yes, this is great. I just get lost and I just do my free run and I'm
Yeah.
happy.
Well, that's, yeah, very much the same is that right there. Um,
What
I
about
think
you?
from I think for me, simplifying my life,
Yeah.
because when we first started this, I was kind of looking for that place and how many things I could do, and I was honestly taking on too much or trying to do too much. But from then to now, just eliminating certain things is like, even that's even, yeah, okay, yes, it's interesting to me, but it's too much right now. And so learning to be like, hey, you don't have to do everything, you know. Even if you are, even if you are interested in, because I love learning, but it's
Mhm.
like, but you kind of need to pace yourself in steps. Um, yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for me is I've eliminated a lot of different things, reprioritized things, and simplified my life in the process. And and that's even in taking on new shape, because not long from now that will also be changing. A lot of cool little things will be changing. I will no longer be a full-time truck driver, so,
I'm so excited for you.
and have a lot more time and be able to spend more time with the family and then doing things like this that I do love and enjoy. And
Did
um,
you hear
it'll
that?
be
Like he said he can spend more time on podcast stuff with me because he loves and enjoys the podcast.
no, no, I didn't say that. Not at all.
I wish I had my camera
But
ready for the look on your face. My eyes were closed because I was laughing and I opened them and the look on your face was priceless. Anyways,
anyway, back to reality. It
it
sorry.
won't be much to get me in the giggles today. So just keep going.
I know, right? So yes, I think that's the biggest thing that's changed for me is just the simplification of things and understanding that. Oh, there's another thing: the expectation of people.
Hmm.
I have because I've always been kind of that. I've always had a tendency to struggle with that kind of performance mindset and living up to the expectations. And yeah, being okay with not doing that and not
Yeah.
having like that fear of letting people down type of thing. And that's not entirely like I wouldn't say that's like a negative thing all the time because of I think because again, I just have a general love of people. I mean, I love to see people succeed and accomplish the goals in life and things like that. But at the same time, when it pushes into taking on too much pressure to perform so that you don't let people down, it's like that's not really your responsibility. So, um,
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with you. I'm the person where the last thing I want to do is hurt someone else's feelings. So
right,
I will go above and beyond and word things different, um, and do what I can to address situations or whatever in a way that I know I can confidently say that I didn't do anything to hurt anyone's feelings or whatever. And yeah, I'm still going to be that way, but I'm not going to go to such extremes. I've been like stepping back and focusing more on myself and what
yep,
I need and things like that because I have learned one of my most beautiful patterns out of love is caring for other people more than I have cared for myself. And I think that's kind of common when you work in the field that we work in. We know what it's like to feel these ways in the areas that we serve people. And then eventually, as time passes, sometimes it's easy to get caught up and not take care of ourselves the way we need to. So I've definitely stepped back and I don't do the obligation thing anymore. Um,
same, yep,
I just don't. I like it's not about anyone else. It's not like if I choose like for Christmas, I only did one Christmas party this year. It's not because I don't like my other family members. That has nothing to do with it. I wanted to chill. I wanted to relax. I didn't want to feel holiday pressure. I wanted to enjoy the holidays. It was a very low key holiday season because I didn't fall into the pressures of I have to go to this party, have to go to that party, and I have to be here and I have to be there and buy this and buy that and do this and do that. I was like, I don't want to do that anymore.
yeah, yeah, do shit.
So next year, I don't know what will next year be. I'll decide next year when I get there. So yeah, it's definitely a lot has shifted since season 2 ended, I guess I would say.
Yeah,
But you and I
it
both
is.
knew that there was a lot of things building on your end and my end. Um, so it's
No, it's
kind of
such a
fun.
it's I don't know, it just feels so good to even talk about that because it's like because it kind of gets me in that mindset of like because I started looking at I guess the question really pulled that out, which is what questions do. But it's like, man, I kind of look back over my life, just over the last 2 years since we've been doing this, since we started this. And like there's so many there's so many things that are different about me.
Yeah.
in the best way possible. And I'm still, yeah, it's still growing in this and still discovering all these different things, which I know is something kind of me and you've talked about with this season. We've talked a lot about, what, making some, changes, or not necessarily changes to what we talk about, but as you can tell, but, adding to the podcast, um, some of our own kind of specialties of like, hypnosis and NLP and things like that, kind of, some things we're going to start doing to kind of give more value to the change process for people. And, tagging on to some episodes at the end of some episodes, maybe some, like short hypnosis, um, and just different things that we've learned to kind of help the listeners, you guys, it.
Yeah. So like so in each month we'll have 4 weeks planned. Um so like an example would be week 1 we would talk about whatever topic we're talking about. So let's say so I have scheduled February we're going to discuss self-trust because that's where everything starts. March we're going to talk identity versus conditioning, which hits highly home for me. April, we're going to talk about regulation over control. So, hypothetically, in February, when we discuss self trust, we're the first week, we're going to talk about conscious understanding. The second week, we'll talk about pattern awareness. And the third week, we'll talk about subconscious rewiring. In the fourth week, will be like integration and embodiment. And so we have a nice, beautiful plan set up so that you can actually, just by listening to our podcast, create evolving shifts. Now, with that, I am going to add in my own little personal disclaimer because let's be real. This is Daniel and Jamie you're talking to right now. And there are times when we go on little tangents because we feel like the conversations flow and, we tend to like go off topic because like we hit something and it's so real. So I do throw that disclaimer in there, but this is our intention and I think that both of us are going to do our best to stay on topic. Um but yeah, that's kind of what we have. And um in our coaching class, Mr. Ryan Montes, he's like such a good coach. So at the end
He's
of
all right.
last year, Ryan, I hope you're
Kidding.
listening. I'm going to tell him
Just
to listen
kidding.
to this episode just for that. At the end of 2025, he he did a 1.5 hour class, and he said, if you could step into the 2027 version of you and already be there, like 2026 already happened, what would that version of you look like? And so I invite you to kind of like think about that. Here we are, we're in January of 2026. If you could jump ahead to the version of you in 2027, what would that look like? Let me see. What does the 2027 version of you no longer negotiate with? And when you picture the 2027 version of you, what feels lighter? And how does the 2027 version of you make decisions when things feel uncertain? Do they pause differently? Do you trust yourself more? Do you stop asking for permission? So take some time and think about what that 2027 version of you looks like, because then with the way we have our podcast set up, you can, honestly, you can gain great value that like our clients have to pay for. No, you're not getting one-on-one time with us, but you are getting so much value that our clients have to pay for to step into that 2027 version of you. And you can re-listen to any podcast episode you want, dissect it more. If one doesn't hit home, you can skip that one. Do what works best for you, but I would love, and I'm sure Daniel would love, I shouldn't speak for him, but I will, because deep down, without the sarcasm, I know his heart. We would both love to see the 2027 version of you um really connect in January of 2027 or even before then. I myself have a whole checklist and I have a whole program set up for myself so that I do step into the 2027 version of me. So I'll be doing it right along with any listeners that choose to do it as well. So I'm excited for season 3. I'm feeling
Me
very
too.
good about it. Um, Daniel and I wanted to step up the game like this, last season already, and it just wasn't time, I guess. So now it's time. I feel it, he feels it. And oh my gosh, our pre talk before we actually hit record. Oh my goodness. We are so much on the same page with so many things. It's just crazy. So it's definitely time. Start exploring what you want that 2027 version of you to look like and feel like and be so that you can embody it when it's time. And we are going to walk you through the process through 2026.
Yeah.
Yay.
And I will throw this out here too, because you know, I dropped that hypnosis recording over the holidays
Yeah, thank you for that. Sorry I
what was
didn't
that
join you.
no, I mean, that's just what we do. Um, but the hypnosis for emotional eating, like during the holidays, and it got quite a bit of downloads, and I was I was like, well, that's really cool. Um, and I'll be doing that periodically through the year because I do have a lot of hypnosis recordings and I do enjoy making them, and it's always fun for me. I enjoy making them, and even editing them and adding the background music and things like that. I mean,
I
I
still
just
need to
really
learn
enjoy the
how to do
process.
that. Like, I think you and I just need to hop on Zoom once your life is more freed up. Um, because now, before I was fearful of that, and I've been really working with myself, and now I'm actually craving it. I actually want to do it. So I would
It's
love to
fun.
sit with you while you're doing it so you can show me how to do it. I know I have all the tools, so I'm
You
really
definitely
like
do.
craving
And
it.
she talks about being fearful of it, but I've heard, because I know here. I mean, it's been over a year ago. You had sent me a couple of your hypnosis recordings, and as most of you know, like Jamie's got the perfect voice for doing this, and I've told her this like a million times,
You have. Thank you
but
so much.
she's very, very well spoken, and yeah, I think it's a no brainer to me for her to actually do it, but you know,
Okay.
because
It's on.
anyway,
Game on. I'm doing it. Thank you.
yes, and she, and so not trying to pressure her, but
No,
get
thank
your
you so
shit together.
much.
Anyway,
I You can pressure me. It's okay. I need it because now I'm officially ready.
but but it's so you guys, the listeners, one, I appreciate appreciate the downloads, appreciate all the downloads, even over the holidays, um, of the time that we've been off, because there's been several hundred downloads, and even though we haven't,
I
me
know.
and you haven't officially made a podcast since November 20th, so
I do
for
have to
what,
share
that
this
two
with
months.
you. There's a gentleman at the gym. He was talking about podcasts he was listening to. I'm like, why didn't I tell him I have a podcast? So he started listening. And when you dropped that episode by yourself, he walks by me and he's like, so I see your podcast partner ditched you. Like, this is the stuff I love. So you know who you are. Thank you for that comment because I knew I could put a dig on Daniel for that one in a funny way.
That's hilarious.
He's a super nice guy. He's so nice. So I really appreciated that. I was
Yes.
like, yay, this is how we work. Now I can throw a dig.
Well, I'm hoping to get you to actually do that. You drop a hypnosis recording as
No,
well.
I know I will. I will.
And
So
because yeah, she's got a very good voice for that. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm just gonna say, like, as you guys would go through the year, if there's something specific that you want me to drop a hypnosis recording for. Um, I'm good with pretty much anything. I love doing it.
I'll
Um,
throw myself under the bus. If anybody wants me to drop one, let me know what it's for. And then I don't have a choice because if you request it, it's just my intuition. I
exactly.
have to deliver. So if you want to
There
help
it
Daniel
is.
out by, putting a little pressure on me, go for it and
There it
tell me what you
is.
want.
Do it. Do it. Drop her like 100 comments. Okay. Because
Thank you
she
for your
needs
kind
it.
words, Daniel. For real. I do
She
mean
needs
that.
it.
Thank you.
Like, no, but yeah, and either one of us just drop just drop a comment, for something specific that you want a hypnosis recording for, because we do a lot of different things, but things like self-worth issues, self-love, workout motivation, again, like the hypnosis for emotional eating and hypnosis for portion control, and whatever. Again, there's pretty much really no kind of mindset topic that you can drop out there, even
I made
abundance, things like that. So
I made a script for myself to step into the 2027 version of me. I made a hypnotic script and just a voice script. And I listened to the voice script every morning and the hypnotic script at night. And let me tell you, it turned my nightmares into like every night I've been having nightmares. And last night in my nightmares, I couldn't remember what my bad dreams were about, but I remember fighting back and telling them all to fuck off. I just shared
it's
that on the
funny
podcast.
because
So it works. It works.
I don't have nightmares often, but when I do, you seem to be in them. Anyway,
Oh, thanks.
no,
Yeah, thanks.
sorry, I had to take a shot back just
You
for the.
are not sorry.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not.
Oh
Anyway,
my God. Actually, I really did miss you. We haven't
I
even
know,
hardly talked at all on break, and I really missed
I
this.
know.
So I'm glad that we're back.
We've had a lot of things going on, and um yeah, life changes, and it's really good. It's a lot of things are changing for the both of us, and a lot of things are definitely solidifying. And I know by the time March rolls around, my life's going to look completely different. Um, and there's going to be an adjustment process, although we'll still be doing this, and we'll talk more about that in later episodes. I'll kind of drop a lot more details about what's happened, and how we've been able to make these changes, and
I just want
you
to
know
add that Daniel has been working on this since last March. These changes that um he he's come into, and I only want to share that because so many times when we're trying to make changes in our life, we want to give up. And when you give up on yourself. I mean, obviously there's a time and place when it's time to just be done, but Daniel persevered. And I watched him go through the ups and the downs, and look at me being nice to him right now, but I
I
really
know
am excited
should
for
be.
you. You deserve this because you've worked hard and you didn't give up. So I just need to share that because anyone out there that's trying to reach a goal or go after something, your perseverance is really gonna to help you, and there's gonna be highs and lows. It's just how it is. And the
Oh yeah.
reward is in the end when you didn't give up on yourself.
Well, you know that's the beauty of challenge, is
Yeah.
you get strengthened through the process.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it. But yeah, anyway, you guys, yeah, drop a comment about any hypnosis recordings you would like us to do throughout the year. We won't bombard you with them, but we will be uh be dropping a few throughout the year, and looking forward to that. And
Or
yeah,
even with that, I mean, if you have like things that you want us to cover in if it works out. So like February is self-trust, March is identity versus conditioning, and April is regulation over control. If you have any thoughts or ideas on something that we you want us to cover in a podcast that might help you, um, send that in too if you would like, and we'll discuss it and see how it flows and works, and if we can do something with it. So
and questions. I love questions.
yeah,
We want more feedback. I'm being like dead serious right now. We really want more feedback from the listener. I mean, don't get me wrong. We enjoy the compliments and things like that. 100%. Definitely, helps keep us kind of in that mindset of keep going and keep doing this. But at the same time, I also love questions. If you don't understand something, if it's challenging, even if it's like a disagreement, even if it's anything like, I'm the type of person that I love, um, I love diving into conversation. I love diving into topics. I think questions is the most, one of the most valid forms of communication that there is, because that's how you learn and grow.
Mm-hmm.
Curiosity is a beautiful thing. So yeah, if you have questions or whatever, just
I just kind of want to give a shout out to all the people that are like, when are you going to start the podcast? Like, I'm waiting. So, I mean, it felt
right.
like normally, like the old version of me would have felt pressure and felt bad. And obviously, I'm not like that anymore. I'm like, oh my gosh, people miss us. Like, I'm excited when we get back into it. So, thank you for asking, inquiring, and it was just kind of felt good to know that we were actually missed. And that's another reason why those questions or checking in with us and hearing your feedback is so important, because Daniel and I, everything that we do on our own. Like, we don't get a lot of feedback from you guys, and we would like that because I mean, obviously you like us and you miss us, but it would be nice to hear your feedback because we want to know what you like too and what ideas and thoughts you have as well. So,
Yeah, and things that are, specifically, again, like we've talked about, is we want to give a lot more um value in the change work area as well. So I know I've kind of hit this already, but I want to just reiterate that is share with us. And look, it's anonymous. They don't actually. That's one of the things about when you put any kind of response um, on the podcast. As far as the mail through the actual podcast, Buzzsprout, which is the what we use to publish podcasts and things like that. Um, Buzzsprout doesn't give us any of your information.
it's all
So
private.
yeah, so if keeping that anonymous is totally fine. You don't have to tell us who you are and any of that, because we won't know that unless you do. So if it's an issue that you're like, well, I don't want nobody to know that this is my issue, that's totally fine. We don't have to hit that your name at all. We won't know any of that unless you tell us specifically. So your issues are just that, and so it's we just want to know things that we can topics that we can actually hit on and tackle and help you navigate, even if it is anonymously. So, and we're fine with that because
It
this is what
feeds
we do.
our soul because then we know we're giving a direct hit from somebody that requested. And
Well, and two, I would have loved to have something like that years ago,
yeah.
because
Oh
when I
yeah.
first stepped into this process of discovering hypnosis in like late 2021, um, the changes that's happened in my life is just too many to number currently. It's like I'm a completely different person. And so, going through that process, like I look back at times and think, not in a regretful way, but just in the idea is like I wished I had somebody like me and somebody to teach me this kind of stuff, and that helped me navigate all these issues 20 years ago.
I wish
And
the
so
same often.
yeah, and so we're here for that. We're here for you, and you guys have listened in and tuned in, and you continue to do so. We appreciate that. So yeah, we just want to give back even more, because just to show that gratitude and
Yeah,
just to love to help people. So
I agree. So,
we're looking forward
well,
to it. Season 3,
yes, I know. I'm excited. Season 3 is here.
we're back.
Yes.
And
And it's
Jamie has
interesting.
changed her background, by the way.
I have my
Yeah,
background has changed. I
yeah.
wanted better lighting. My lighting before I was just angry about. Literally, it would make me angry. And so it was really about fixing the lighting issue more than anything. And now I think I've fixed the problem. So with that said, thanks for hanging out with us on the Unfuck Your Mind podcast. If today's conversation hit home for you, take a second to rate the show with 5 stars on your personal listening platform. It really helps support the podcast and keeps these conversations going. Feel free to share this episode or tell someone what inspired you while listening. And before you go, remember, be kind to yourself and please be kind to others. You never truly know what someone else is carrying. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you so much.
We do. And we're looking forward to season 3. And yes, tell as many people as you can, because this season's going to be packed with more value than probably we've ever given, I believe,
Yes,
like in that personal context. So
sure.
appreciate you listening.